the real reason why you weigh more today. Now, before I go any further, if you're watching me live, comment live down below. If you're watching me on the replay at some point in the future, whether that be later today, tomorrow, next week, next month, whenever that may be, comment replay down below. So today I wanted to come in and kind of walk you through and help you understand daily fluctuations on the scales and what causes those daily fluctuations. And this is a big part of the puzzle which contributes to improving and healing your relationship with the scale, or about 50% of it. The other 50% is how you value yourself based on that number. And that's a whole different video, and we will touch on that at some point. But today I wanted to help you understand the daily fluctuations on the scales and why they happen. All right, so if you step on the scales every single day at a similar time for a week, you will see fluctuations anywhere from between 1 and 4 or even 5 pounds, somewhere between that. Okay, and this fluctuation in weight is water. Okay, the only way for any of you ladies to gain, 1 pound of body fat overnight would be for you to consume somewhere around 5 to 6,000 calories, depending on your current body weight. 5 to 6,000 calories in one day in order for you to gain 1 pound of body fat overnight, and that's pretty hard to do unless you're actually aiming to do that. All right, it's very difficult to do accidentally. If you are making a conscious effort to watch your calorie or just your dietary as a whole, regardless of calories, then you're not going to be doing that. All right, now again, if it's required for you to consume 5 to 6,000 calories to gain 1 pound of body fat, yet you can so easily fluctuate 1 to 4 to 5 pounds plus each and every day, then where's that coming from? And again, the answer is water. And the areas that this water, or the contributors in regards to that, would be varying levels of hydration. First of all, we are made up of a lot of water. And if you consume, or if you consume 100 ounces of water a day for the next 3 days, and then consume 20 ounces of water for the next 3 days, that will be reflected on the scales. You will see quite a large fluctuation on the scales as a result of your varying levels of hydration. Okay, next would be sodium, aka salt. If you go out to eat tonight, if you go out to a Mexican restaurant and get takeout, go for Chinese food, whatever it may be, if you're eating out or getting takeout, you're going to be consuming a lot of sodium. And sodium leads to a big increase in water retention. So if you go out for food tonight, there's a strong likelihood that you're going to weigh more tomorrow as a result of that. Okay, so we've got varying levels of hydration. We've got sodium. We've got hormones. Specifically, this is just one example, during the luteal phase of your menstrual cycle. So the luteal phase of your cycle is the final 2 weeks. And during the time where you are, experiencing your cycle, it's very easy, at the end, in that final, 5 to or even 3 to 7 days, to experience a huge increase on the scales as a result of the hormones. Now, even if you no longer have a cycle, if you're menopause or whatever that may be, you're still experiencing fluctuations in hormones as a result of other things that happen within our body that still cause a huge fluctuation in water weight and therefore body weight. Okay, so hormones, and last but not least, carbohydrates or glycogen. Okay, now carbohydrates get digested and broken down into blood glucose. It is then the job of the insulin to pick that up and store it where it needs to go as glycogen in your muscle tissue and in your liver. Okay, carbohydrates don't get stored as body fat. That's one big myth. Okay, now for every 1 gram of glycogen that you store from water, from carbs rather, from every 1 gram of glycogen you store from carbs, you store 3 grams of water with it. Okay, for every 1 gram of glycogen, you store 3 gram of water with it. So if your carbohydrate intake is higher today, you're going to store more glycogen and therefore more water. Okay, if you cut carbs massively, if you went on a ketogenic diet, which I don't recommend to anyone, you're going to lose a lot of weight very, very quickly, and that is because you are consuming not many carbs. That's why it's so miserable. But not only that, you are depleting your glycogen stores because you're not eating any carbs and therefore depleting the water weight with that. And as soon as you return to eating back to a normal diet, you're going to regain, you're going to restore, replenish those glycogen stores, and therefore the water with that. Okay, so this is really important to understand because it's very easy for you to get very overwhelmed and frustrated with the scale when you step on. You've done everything right, everything as you should have, and you've gained 2 pounds overnight. Okay, and that is perfectly normal. It is unavoidable, entirely unavoidable. You can't do anything about it. Okay, it is an unavoidable part of the process. Okay, so there needs to be some level of acceptance around that. And like I said earlier, there needs to be some work on you and how you feel about yourself in relation to the number that you see on the scale. Okay, and I'll do a whole other live video for that at some point. Okay, at some point. So listen, ladies, for wrap up, if you have got any questions, any concerns about any of the things that I have just spoken about, please do put those down below. Before I do go, I wanted to add to this that in a 1 week period, you can lose anywhere between a pound to 2 pounds of body fat. Like, that would be fantastic progress. 1 to 2 pounds of body fat in a week. That'd be really, really good. All right. However, you can fluctuate 4 to 5 pounds of water overnight. Yet it takes a whole week to lose 1 to 2 pounds of body fat. So it's very easy to see how that fat loss that you are making, that you are progressing, is being masked by water weight. It's happening, you just can't see it, which is why other signs of progress are so important, non-scale victories, as well as measurements and things like that. But just because the scales haven't moved for a week or even 2 weeks doesn't mean you are not making progress. Okay, if the scales don't move for 2.5 to 3 weeks, then there needs to be some adjustments within your diet, which would lead to lesser calories consumed. All right. Again, any questions, please do comment those down below. Have a good Sunday or whatever day it is that you're watching this, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care.